Begin countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are live with another episode of the Escape Podcast here. Adam, we are on episode number 7 already.
7?
Man, you know what I was meant to
in
do?
a row?
In a row. I was going to have the Wesley Snipes dropper. He's like, lucky number 7. And I was, oh man, I forgot. But anyway.
Dang it.
Yeah, anyway. So we got lots to talk about. Normally we stream on Tuesdays, obviously, but I called up Adam. I'm like, I think we got enough to go for another show because we are on Tuesdays, especially with the Batman coming up. We're going to go really hard into just the Batman. So that's after this episode, that's pretty much what we're just going to be talking about and geeking out about. So, but I was like, you know what? There's been enough to talk about. So, but that's what we're going to talk. We're going to get into some of the stuff coming up, and obviously we will get into the Batman a little bit, but starting off, we're going to go with Mcfarlane. Mcfarlane had its winter showcase, and you know what? I'm not sure. We'll get into that a little bit. We're also going to talk about what $6,000 gets for you in a galaxy far, far away. We got some other comic news coming up, and so, but like I said, we're going to start off with Mcfarlane Toys. So. I'm Nick.
Question.
Sorry. I'm Nick.
I have a question. I'm Adam, but I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Question. I'm confused. If we try to spend money on another planet, won't that be like the wrong currency or something?
Well, I wasn't sure if the joke of galactic credits would work or not, so I just went with what $6,000 from us would get for you. So.
I'm just trying to add to the joke.
I know, but that, either way,
it's a good joke.
Either way, it's too much. So, but we'll get into that. Maybe
hey, man.
Well, let me start. It's too much for me. Let's start off with that.
Let me ask you something, though,
yes, sir.
Real quick. Just real quick.
Yeah.
So let's say we live in a world where you are wealthy, and I'm talking like 9 figures wealthy, and you're like,
so I make over $10 million a year.
Correct.
Okay.
And like the Star Wars, whatever it is, cruise.
Galactic Star Cruise.
Galactic Star Cruise. $6,000. Now you can go. Or do you just go, what? Wait, what? Who am I? No.
Well, it's
out of principle.
It's
not like you don't have the resources.
Well, no, it's the ultimate. I can go and you can't. It's gotten to that point.
Sure. Okay, I will shut up now about it.
No, I say because plus there's plenty to talk about, but also with plenty to talk about, our boy Mcfarlane Toys had its winter showcase. So, let me pull up because I had the page. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I got that pulled up, and I'm gonna go like this. So, and was there anything that kind of really knocked your socks off about any of the stuff that was, because they made it like a 3-day whole deal, and I was kind of like, hey, that's cool. I'm like, okay.
Well, I've learned my lesson with some stuff. There's a lot of passes. I'll tell you just a real quick story. I was at our friend Sergeant Red's, and they happen to have all of the Build-A-Figures for the All-Father Batman. And I was like, yeah, I'm just so addicted. I love this stuff. And I look at those figures now, and I'm like, I don't really put them anywhere, and I won't. Because I like the story, but, I like my heroes a little traditional looking. So Yes, there are a couple things that knock my socks off. Three specifically,
Okay.
and I will definitely be owning one of the three.
All right. So let me ask you a quick question because we've talked about um, McFarlane figures before. We love McFarlane figures, but we've also been not, I don't want to say upset, but disappointed with, especially when it comes to pre-ordering. And there's been, we're on a McFarlane page on Facebook. Shout out to those guys. Those guys run a great page. Um, but it's not just us. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are upset. They pre-ordered these figures. They've been waiting. They've been waiting. You've pre-ordered figures. You've been waiting. You've been waiting, and they come out in the stores first. And like I got your excuse me, the General Zod for you. My General Zod is I'm supposed to be getting through Amazon. It's not supposed to ship till April, but I can
I
run down.
know.
I can run down to my Walmart right now and go grab one though. So is it a little bit not? I want to say slap in the face, but it's kind of a ballsy move to go. Okay, we're gonna have this big showcase of all these pre-ordered figures, and you're like, okay, well, but it's like, okay, cool, but when the hell are we gonna get them?
I have complained about this to the Mcfarlane Toy Store. Their answer is, we don't know what's coming, when it's coming. We just get it
That's like
in.
the exact same email I got.
Answer you got. Okay. And
Which I have, and sorry to cut you off, but I have zero issue because I know when you deal, especially when you deal with like a CSR, customer service rep, they probably deal with thousands of these emails, and they're just as fed up as anybody. So we're not taking it out on the people, the CSRs. So
I specifically asked for the CSR to have their supervisor respond. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So why aren't you telling me about this? Why is there no contact? I just gave you money. It's like you go over to our pals at Big Bad Toy Store, and you pay, but you don't get charged for it until it's ready.
Right.
Now over there at McFarlane, you get charged for it. Now I've gotten a full refund on 5 of my pre-orders now at this point. Last week I just gave up. I still have the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey on pre-order.
Which I've seen in store.
Anyway.
Which is the point.
Which is the point. But I still have her on pre-order, and that's it. I pre-ordered it in August. What can I say? I'm just fed up with it. I won't pre-order from them ever again. I'll buy from the Mcfarlane Toy Store. I highly recommend that.
But pre-ordering, what's the point?
No, I won't pre-order. No. Not at all. Let's see. GameStop. I highly recommend GameStop for pre-ordering because GameStop was the only place you could get the criminal, not the criminal, but the comedian Joker with the hat from the Three Jokers, and he went up for pre-order, and I had the totally wrong thoughts. I was like opposite thinking. The reality was opposite of my thinking. I was like, I probably won't get him for a while and watch all these things come through all at once. I got him like within 3 days of being available. He was just here.
Yeah.
And I didn't get shit for the other ones until the year ended.
Yeah. Well, that was my frustration because and I'll say it again, I pre-ordered the Gunslinger with Gatling, the Soul Crusher, and Dark Redeemer. I pre-ordered those back in November, and it said supposed to ship in November, and then it said supposed to ship in December, supposed to ship in January, supposed to ship in February. I'm just like, guys, it's 5 months. It's been 5 months. Like I have zero problem with you going, hey, with everything with the shipping, everything's slow. Got it. Cool. Just keep me in the loop. Don't sit there and don't give me anything. That was my frustration. I was like, you've literally sent me 0 follow-ups since I pre-ordered this, and you just keep saying, oh, we're just kicking the can down the road with it. So
that's what I don't like. I think that's very disrespectful. And then you see, like you said, you see them in stores, and I've put in my emails to them because we have a chain going, and I'm politely upset.
Right.
my subject is always like something like unsatisfied customer. But I've said, how is this a pre-order? You know, I went to Target today and there was Rebirth Superman.
Mhm.
You know, and I got him on a pre-order. So I did. What I did receive was my Reverse Flash, my Lex Luthor's, which I love, and my Rebirth Superman and my Superboy Prime out of my pre-orders. Now I will tell you, folks, with the McFarlane Toy Store, like if it's in stock, can't go wrong.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll get it to you real quick.
well, that's the thing,
You know?
and that's on the flip side of the coin. When they have some deals, like when they did the 12 Days of Christmas, I picked up some really great figures. I picked up uh my Steppenwolf and my Dark Side and it was 50% off, and I had it within the week.
Yeah.
It's just the pre-order stuff. It back in the day, pre-order used to mean you're going to get it as soon as the stores were supposed to get it, or before anybody, right? Because that was the point. But I guess if they're not putting a premium on it, I understand. But at the same time, they're taking your money, and you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's been so long where it's cycled through my credit card twice. I have to go like, what is this charge? Like I had to call up Target, be like, why did you charge me this? Oh, right, it cycled through again because it canceled and then reset, and then re-upped, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that'll be the nice thing. When I canceled my 3 Jokers run, I opened up my one account that I sneak a little money into, for rainy days and savings and moving. I was like, whoa, I've been doing great, and I was like, oh, refund from Mcfarlane Toys.
Right. Oh.
Not oh, I was like, hell yeah! So now that I've got 4 more cancellations, either my credit card's going to get some more money on it, or that account's going to get some more money on it, and that's pretty good.
Right,
Oh,
so,
I canceled over $200 worth of stuff.
yeah.
I canceled the Dark Knight Returns. I canceled all 4 of those. I canceled the Arkham Knights and Swamp Thing, and I canceled Lobo. So those 4 things.
Yeah.
So I'll just buy them. I'll still buy them.
Well, that's the thing too, because I'm thinking like this Friday, if I go up to Walmart still and that General's out, they still have a General's out there, I'm gonna grab them and I'll just cancel my pre-order.
Yeah.
Because that was speaking of which, I put a post in the McFarlane page about how stacked or how stocked my Walmart was, and it was like what the, a lot of people are like, what the heck. And then obviously that was me just kind of saying, hey, watch your Walmarts because they are really jam packing a lot of figures into them. Everything from the new Batman figures to Black Adam, the Dark Knight Returns, like all of them. They were all just jam packed in there. The new Green Lantern, they gave him some new, they gave him some new accessories.
Figure I already have.
Yeah. Everybody's like, wait, did I just buy the same figure with different accessories? Yes, you did.
I'm not going to buy that one, and I'm definitely not going to buy Batman in a winter coat, even though I thought about it out of principle.
Yeah, I would say I got to get with some of the guys in that group and be like, I need you to turn this into my Russian Batman, please. Give him a little one of those little winter hats, and we'll move on, and they'll be good from there. But yeah, so if you missed out on your Walmart, yeah, because that was the weird thing. Like I never go to Walmart, especially looking for figures, and I just happened to be like, I'm gonna stop by. And it was just like, oh, like this whole thing, like it hadn't even been touched yet. I'm like, oh snap, I got to get something before, this thing's gonna get pillaged very soon. And when I ended up going back for your Zod, it had already been gone through pretty well. So.
Speaking of which, again, I'm pulling the diorama pieces out of it because I bought the figure twice, once without the diorama. But I need the damn diorama pieces, and I've set up the one that I got. Do you still want that Mr. Freeze that I've got coming?
Oh yeah, I love Mr. Freeze.
All right.
But anyway, Adam, let's get into actually what the what was actually put out here. So we got a Killer Croc. What do you think of the Killer Croc?
I think he's awesome, but I'm not going to get him.
Okay. Any specific
If I
reason why?
Well, I've got the Killer Croc from Arkham Origins, which is like this damn tall, so it's still a big beefy figure. He doesn't have a collar around his neck. He's not in prison gear.
Right.
And that's just all. But don't trust me on it.
It's like, don't take. I am a fat liar.
Right.
So
take it with when I say I'm going to pass on an action figure, take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
Because guess what happens? Sometimes I'll pass on an action figure, and I literally pass on it, and then like a year and a half later, I can't find it in stores, and I got to pay scalper prices for it, and I still get it. So don't trust me, but as of now, I think it's beautiful. I do, but I take a pass.
How about the Man Bat there? Which I'm surprised it took this long for them to put out a Man Bat.
I will have that.
Yeah. Because I remember the best one I remember is the animated series one. I remember that being a really sharp figure back in the day, but
yeah.
But that one's pretty sharp. I'm gonna pass, but I know you're obviously the bigger Batman fan, so. But
well, yeah, and I'm building this Gotham City right now, and I'm just waiting on my sleazy motel and liquor stores to show up as part of it, and then another couple diorama pieces. I got a couple drug dealers coming. Jay and Silent Bob will be my drug dealers, nice. And I've got all the prostitutes all set, and then I've got the Jason Todd's trying to kill the Joker. And I got, you've seen it. I got Batgirl swinging in with like a drop kick to kick Joker out of the way of the bullets.
Right.
She's trying to save his life. And then, Harley Quinn, NECA Harley Quinn at that, because it's a NECA setup.
Nice.
Is out there with Uzis popping out of a window. It looks great.
All right.
It'll look even better after Wednesday.
All right. So let's get to some of the Spawn sides. So,
wait, can we comment on that Joker dragon?
Oh, yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick. There we go. So let's go with. Let me find it real quick. So we're going with the Joker Dragon.
I can't even remember how that thing came to be in the story, but I do remember like Batman was riding on it, in one of them. And it was pretty cool. I can't believe I'm seeing an action figure of it. But look at its eyes, man. This thing looks spooky.
Yeah. I did not read. Is this the Heavy Metal series, right?
Yeah, it's called
or Dark Metal.
Dark Metal. And it's a trip. Have you ever read any pages from it?
No, I haven't read anything from it. It's one of those. It looks like a very over the top series, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's not that it's not cool, but
right.
It's kind of like
it seems a little over the top, and I'm like, okay, I might check it out, but it's not a priority for me right now. It wasn't like the Three Jokers was a priority for me to read.
Three Jokers is very grounded, very on the streets. This was different dimensions, hell, all this kind of stuff. But it was, there was, as ambitious as it was cool.
Right. And then also from that line, so we got Killer Croc, we got Man Bat, Ghostmaker. What do you think of Ghostmaker? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about Ghostmaker.
Who's Ghostmaker?
That's what I said. DC Future State. So he's from the Future State line. So I've got no idea.
I'm sure it's a nice figure.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, it's all ninja'd out, but as far as his background and his story, I got no idea who it is. So might have to check out Future State, because there's a few figures that they've come out with Future State that look pretty sweet. So that might be another reason to go check it out. Check out
the Future
storyline. Yeah.
Yeah, once it's on, it's Lucius Fox has two sons. One of them became the Batwing, and the other one in Future State is Batman.
Right. So, all right. Well, I scrolled down, and they give a little bit of Ghostmaker. Bruce Wayne, while training to become Batman, befriended another student on the path towards justice. The name who would become the the man who would become Ghostmaker, a master in all forms of hand-to-hand combat. Sword-wielding vigilante has a different, deadly approach to justice, which often puts him at odds with Batman. Much like the Dark Knight, Ghostmaker has an array of fabulous weapons and vehicles, and he will always strive to prove Batman that his approach to justice is superior.
Did you give his real name?
No, it did not. So, but if you want to pre-order these, which I will not be doing, but you can go through the usual suspects of Amazon, GameStop, Target, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and obviously the Mcfarlane Toy Store. So, but let's
and let me know what you think about it next Christmas.
Right. So then they have the Batman of Zurin R unmasked.
Zurin R.
So
Zorro N or Arkham. That's what it means.
Okay, so he's unmasked. So I know that was one of the things. This getting into stuff I don't know much about. So as a child, Bruce Wayne watched his parents were brutally killed in Gotham City crime alley. Traumatized by the deaths, he devoted his life to becoming the world's greatest weapon against crime, the Batman. Blah 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 blah. Let's see here. So Bruce Wayne took part in an isolation experiment overseen by Dr. Simon Hurt, in which the psychiatrist gave Bruce the post-hypnotic phrase Zurin R. When heard by Bruce Wayne years later, this trigger phrase shatters his mind and leaves him wandering Gotham City in a daze. Always ready with the backup plan, though, Batman had previously developed a persona within himself, a Batman without Bruce Wayne, and stitches together a new bat suit, calling himself the Batman of Zurin R. So it's interesting. It's colorful.
Yeah, I wonder if they're taking that information from the Grant Morrison run. I'd love to read the Grant Morrison run.
Yeah,
I should have.
All right.
He even used Batmite. Oh, our friends over at Sergeant Reds have a Mattel version of Zurin R. He comes with Batmite.
Nice.
I have to get it.
So, all right. So that takes care of the Batman side. So let's go. Let's see here. So let's see what. Oh, there's also. Was it the Duke Wayne figure? Or was it Duke Thomas?
Yeah.
So
I thought it was going to be Baphomet from the story that Kevin Smith wrote, which is a great skeleton of a story. I think you need to give it one more edit and a different final writer, but Baphomet. Anyways, he's actually Onomatopoeia, and he hunts and kills superheroes and keeps their masks as trophies, and he's after Batman's kind of a thing.
And then they have the Batman Earth 22 Infected. So
yeah, so that is the Batman who laughs. The one that you see in the with the eyes and as spikes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Inside the bat suit.
Huh. All right. When nanotoxins from the Joker's heart are released into Batman's bloodstream. So yeah, it looks like a crazy ass line. So let's talk about the line that I would. The only one that kind of hit with me a little bit was some of the Spawn stuff. So, and only one that really hit with me was the Spawn Deluxe set with him on the throne. I thought that was a pretty sharp figure, where they've got it, specifically crafted so it looks like it's kind of wraps around the throne a little bit, but it's specifically meant to, fit very nicely. You don't have to fight the toy or the cape to make it look cool, like in so many different things where you got to sit there and fight with an accessory to make it look good. But
if I buy the figure, he's got to stay in the chair though the whole time.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because I don't have just a spawn. If I do, this might be the one I pick up, but I will not be pre-ordering. So,
well, I'll tell you what. There's this guy who makes capes. Can't remember his site right now, Well, I'll have to get it from my nephew, but you could get yourself a Spawn cape for him relatively cheap.
Right. And then they've got a Raven Spawn, good Overkill. I remember Overkill, like the original.
Oh, I want that Overkill, man.
Let's check it out real quick. So it's gonna be a big boy. It can't just be a 7-inch. It's got to be a bigger than that because he's a big character. But, it's kind of a very almost undead version of him. So, but yeah, I remember Overkill from the 90s.
Remember the HBO show?
Yeah.
What he did with Overkill?
Yeah.
Sent him back in pieces.
Yeah. So, but all right. So overall, and I'm because I know they mentioned that they're going to be doing a Kickstarter as well. Because here's the thing, man. In those videos, I'm sorry, we do have the Ninja Spawn as well, and then a Haunt figure.
Haunt figure.
Yeah, Haunt. I think he's new in the comics. Because I think he's in the comics that I'm reading right now. So
did like Al Simmons go over to China, get a sensei, became a ninja,
and Daniel Kilgore is well-known priest and brother of the secret agent Kurt Kilgore. After his brother is killed, he begins seeing his ghost. But when Kurt's widow is attacked, the two merge and become the super-powered Haunt, a being capable of controlling ectoplasm, which is the same stuff that Spawn uses. So.
I was just put in my place. I got served.
Yeah, served.
Yeah, I got served.
Oof. Dang, man.
Mr. Funny Man.
So, but yeah, it's kind of a big meh. If I follow him mainly on the Instagram, so I saw most of the Instagram posts, and I thought for sure he was going to release a medieval Spawn, but he did not. So I think that's going to go in the Kickstarter thing, and I don't really know how that works. I haven't done any of those yet. So
I thought it was going to be a bigger deal.
yeah, it was kind of like, oh, here we go. Oh, here. I'm like, oh,
here's a 1 minute clip. Here's another 1 minute clip.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Sorry about that. That was involuntary. Just started shooting up.
But yeah, overall, it was kind of for something that was, hey, it's a big 3-day thing and release the 9 figures and kind of go, man, okay. But also, I'm slightly burnt out from the whole pre-ordering thing, and I'm like, no, I'm not pre-ordering none of this, man. Sorry.
No, I mean, I just gave up on that.
Yeah.
Period. What about the page jerkers or whatever they're called?
Oh, the page punchers? I thought those were pretty cool. I sent yes, that's a different magazine, but I kind of tagged you in the thing. I was like, dude, if they come out with a Hawkman one of these, I will buy every single one.
Wait, aren't they only this big?
They're 3.5 inch or 3 3/4. Yeah, so they're just like every other toy. Which I mean, it's kind of one of those cool. As long, I think the price point is right for them because they're $9.99 with the comic as well. So let me see if I can find those real quick. I don't know if they're on page punchers. Let's see here. You can kind of see them there in the package. They're just the smaller figures there. So, but I think there's what is there? Black Adam, Superman, Batman, and is it Wonder Woman?
The Flash.
Flash.
Yeah. No girls allowed in the
Mcfarlane world. Yes. No. No girls allowed.
Well, he's made 95,000 Wonder Women. We've got 3 Batgirls. We got 1 Catwoman. And I think that does it, right? Oh, Bryce Wayne, the drowned.
Oh yeah.
I think that's it. Then we got Batman in all kinds of underwear. Like he's a catalog.
Yeah, that's the another Batman. Yes, another Batman.
Well, as I was setting up my like city scene, the NECA city scene, I was like, well, I might as well just like make this all Batman. You know, I mean, this might as well be Gotham City. It's turning out good. I was like, I need a villain other than the Joker. But I went with my Dark Victory Penguin, who's this tall. You know, and he's supposed to be on the 6-inch scale because he was that. The sequel to the Long Halloween is called Batman Dark Victory, and he's from that.
Okay. So, but all right. So, any last words on McFarlane news?
No, man, keep doing it, Todd. Keep going there, and go slap these jabronis at the McFarlane toy store because they're really misrepresenting the king.
All right, Adam. The Galactic Star Cruiser. The reviews are starting to come in. Items are starting to show up on eBay. Let's get into it a little bit. See what, like I said, see what the $6,000 gets you here.
Well, wait, do they go out in space?
No, you go out on a U-Haul truck.
Let me guess, they go out in the water in a big giant boat.
No, dude, they don't go anywhere. You
Oh, to that hotel?
yeah, dude, you don't go anywhere. You know that.
I heard it was $700 a ticket. I didn't.
No, it's let's see here, $6,000. So let's see what the overview gets you. So you get to experience your own Star Wars story. What's included? You get the vacation packet includes a 2-night stay in a well-appointed cabin or suite, meals excluding alcohol and specialty beverages, the opportunity to live your own Star Wars story through exclusive adventures, missions, and activities.
Wait a minute.
The food looks like space food, and I'm like, look, man, I'm not like the most sophisticated cat when it comes to food, and like fancy dining to me is like like Texas Roadhouse and like, but so I'm like a burger and steak guy, some chicken here and there, but some of this food I'm like, I ain't touching that food.
But I heard you say you got to pay for your own alcohol.
Oh, dude, it's still Disney, so they're still gonna upcharge the shit out of you.
But you paid $6,000.
Does not include all the alcohol you can drink, my friend.
No, I don't drink. I'm a teetotaler, whatever that means. But
whatever that means.
I don't know. People call sober people teetotalers like 100 years ago. But like that's stupid. $6,000. I mean, and all you get is the same shit you'd get anywhere else.
Oh, that's not true, my friend. Let's go to the highlights. You get an entire galaxy of possibilities. Here's only a small glimpse in the constellation of possible experience activities. Galactic Star Cruise is nothing like you've ever experienced before. Part live immersive theater, part themed environment, part culinary extravaganza, part real life role playing game, yet so much more. While your story unfolds, you'll have the power to choose your path. Will you follow the rule of the First Order or join the Resistance in a secret plot? Strike a bargain with a gang of smugglers or sit back, sip a cocktail, and watch it all from a safe distance. The choice is yours to step aboard the most immersive Star Wars story ever created. So we got lightsaber training, bridge training, planet excursion to Batu, relax in the sublight lounge. So they kind of have it broken down here where literally it's like a half-hour thing here, half-hour thing here, half-hour thing here, half-hour thing. It's like they just keep shifting you around to different things all day. It's like, dude, when I go on a vacation, I don't want to be on anybody's schedule. I just want to go freaking relax. But and that's the other thing. Like if you're only getting to do something for like a half hour to an hour. Are you really doing anything? Like they've got here, build model ships from 3 to 3:30. Droid racing competition 2:30 to 2:50. Lightsaber training 1 to 1:30. Dude, if I'm doing lightsaber training, I want to do that for like 4 hours.
Right. I all I can picture is where that part where they said sit back and watch it all with a cocktail.
Yeah.
The old me would do that, would sit back, and then all of a sudden, like somebody from the prequels would walk in, and I'd be like, you weren't that bad,
Well,
it's pretty cool.
well, that's the other thing. It's not. There's nothing original Star Wars. It's all sequel. So let's see here.
What? Now, wait, what did you say?
It's all sequel. So
You mean all after Return of the Jedi?
it is all sequel trilogy.
So if I have $1.5 billion in the bank, I'm not going to this. This is fucking stupid.
Well, that's part of the problem. So you have to, when you go just strictly sequel trilogy, one of all the Star Wars fans out there, you have to find the ones who only like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, the ones who have enough money to even book this thing, and then the people who want to be immersed in this thing. Because here's the problem: most of the sequel trilogy fans are younger. The younger generation is a little more introverted, doesn't want to be touched, doesn't want to be immersed in things. So who is this for? Ultimately, you know?
So the mouse can get richer.
It's I always think back to the Simpsons movies, like, I'm the head of an evil mega corporation. It's like, yes you are.
Yes, you are. Whoa.
So let's see. Cineblend first reviews for Disney's expensive new Star Wars hotel are in, and they are all over the galaxy. So I visited the Galactic Star Cruise, and while I can't say if the experience will be worth it, quote unquote, for everybody, I can say Disney has created something truly impressive and entirely unique. While Disney Imagineering should be proud. This is next level themed entertainment. So that's a very polite way of saying, yeah, it's too expensive, but it's still pretty cool. So
It'd be cool if they had like a Gotham City one and you went in and like from 4 to 4:30 you got mugged.
oh, dude, like what was it? Six Flags? Who had the Batman ride and all that?
That was Six Flags.
Is that Six Flags? Because I remember because it was all Tim Burton stuff, and yeah, it was like, man, like they had I remember going and watching that when I was actually I used to go visit I had family that lived in Chicago, and my aunt took me one time, and I was like, dude, it was like you were there. It was pretty sweet. I mean, it wasn't like,
really,
yeah, like because you got to watch the show.
Yeah.
They had like a little show where they had stuff blown up, and it looked just like, it might be just my childhood mind going, that looks like it's right from the movie, but I thought, I was like, man, that looks like that looks like from the movie.
So it kind of looked like they had replica set pieces from the first movie.
Yep.
Oh man.
So,
well, I got to get a DeLorean and pick it up and go.
Right. I go meet a Doc Brown. So, Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser is a chaotic delight, a kind of Disney escape that's uniquely special yet completely bonkers. Far from perfect, the exhaustive story needs streamlining, and some experiences underwhelming. It remains an immersive triumph in spite of its flaws. Credit to my kids who got us so deeply invested in our story as their kids are crying. So on Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, that the experience was both a dizzying blur and one we ended up caring so much about we cried when it was over. My first of many reflections. Not you, but go screw yourself. We cried because we had to leave. Bite me. So I'm gonna go with what a lot of people are saying. It's just one. It's. Did you see the article it wasn't an article, but she put out a book, Marsha Lucas, George Lucas's ex-wife, earlier last
Uh,
year,
no.
and she pretty much said, "You know what?" And it was so refreshing because it was kind of the first person to really call out Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars, be like, "Man, they just don't get it." And I was,
Oh, really?
yeah, and just you guys, just you clearly do not get Star Wars. And I was watching a video with Chris Gore earlier. I forget the channel he was on, but it just he really just kind of backs up. He's like, "Look, man, it's clear that Disney just clearly does not. They don't understand Star Wars. This is not Star Wars. It's a bad combination between like Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, Fifth Element, with some of the aliens singing and stuff. And I'm just like, this ain't Star Wars, and this I don't see who this is for, frankly. So, and
Like
not
this, the whole thing in general?
yeah, just the whole experience, the whole Disney experience, and then yeah, I was watching Drunk 3PO, one of his videos earlier. The guy's already taken the people who have already been on the thing because it was literally just like this week. They're already taking the lightsabers and all that and putting them on eBay. Guys are selling the stuff for the lightsaber
So,
hilts for $1,300. Someone else has just the lightsaber sheath for $400. Like you bunch of,
well, is that stuff that they bought there, right?
I don't know if it was bought or if it's given to them because it was only a select few. It was really handpicked, people who are going to go out and, you know, basically they're going to shill for Disney as hard as
Okay.
they can because that's what they do. One of the channels I really like listening to because they kind of tell it how it is because they used to be in that realm is the Clownfish guys, and they've been kind of going pretty hard into that because they used to, and they obviously know a lot of people, and they actually been condemned by some of the people who are still in that world because they were just being too honest. Be like, guys, you're screwing people over. This is you're going for whales here when we could never afford to go to Disney. Like that was never an option. But
Same here.
now it's even harder. Like I could never like I've got uh kids, grandkids, whatever that yeah would hey if we had a good year would love to take them down. That's never going to happen. Not at these prices.
Well, no, and not with you know, what's going on. The inflation's going crazy, wages aren't rising, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard that, sorry.
might be a world war. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah, that's another thing to talk about because Germany was all on TV today talking about how they're going to, well, they have to put money into their military budget, yeah, and increase it so that they can protect themselves. And that they were talking about they weren't talking like they were in 45, they or 19 or the 1939. But they were talking like, like we got to protect our democracy and we got to protect peace in Europe. And
Yeah, but
this sucks.
it's a freaking crazy world, and that's why we started this channel is because really just want to escape from the world sometimes, escape from everything, and now is just as good as time as any. But not that you shouldn't pay attention because everybody should pay attention to what's going on. But just sometimes when you need a place to go, like a lot of people used to go to Disney because I remember people were like, "Oh man, I had Disney passes for 20 years and go down on a Wednesday, go hang out, just immerse yourself, escape." Can't do that anymore.
You used to have Disney passes?
No, I not me, just people that I was listening to as I was driving around preparing for the show today. Just be like, yeah, guys had Disney passes for 20 years, and they're not doing it anymore. They've seen through all the BS, what the company's become, what it's about. So
More money, more money, more money, more money.
That's all it's about. So, all right, Adam,
I
let's
said more money. Fuck the content. Bring me your money and you can rent one. I don't know. Whatever.
all right, let's get into some comic news because there is actually some pretty good comic news. So,
Funny books.
the we call them the what do we call them? The floppies, they call them. So,
The floppies.
the
That's
floppies.
awesome. That's
So,
hilarious. That is hilarious.
there is a new creative team, and some people are calling it kind of like a super team. So, Batman's new creative team, Zdarsky and Jimenez, will introduce the hero's own Doomsday. Chip Zdarsky and Jorge Jimenez are the new creative team for Batman, and they're giving the Dark Knight his own version of Doomsday.
Oh yeah, what is his name? Bane. It better be. Fuck.
When DC approached me to write Batman, I immediately thought about things that could really challenge the character mentally, physically, and in terms of his relationship. Zdarsky told comicbook.com of him and Jimenez's first story arc, which introduces a villain named Failsafe. Failsafe is his Doomsday. When I started mapping out the story, I got really excited about where it could take, the title. So, Jorge Jimenez is one of the, I guess, now forgive me, because I've been out of the comic loop for a long time, or a little while. Just getting back into it. Jorge Jimenez is the hotness right now when it comes to comic book artists. So I'm excited to see it. And I've heard everything from pretty much it's as good a Batman work as you're going to get. Zdarsky continues. Jimenez is a superstar, not just as an artist, but as a person. He's really delightful and excited about the character and the direction we're going in, which is great. We talked about going darker with the book, and he's been all aboard. With some really stunning pages that showcase the tone, I can't say enough good things about Jorge. He creates beauty and amazing speed. I'm angry that he's also handsome, as it's just not fair. So on his Substack, Zdarsky assured readers that despite venturing over to Gotham City, he isn't abandoning Hell's Kitchen over at Marvel. In January, it was announced that Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto were relaunching Daredevil this summer, and it still appears to be the case. As for anyone asking, yes, I'm still on Daredevil. I love that book, and Marco and I are in a pretty grand home stretch right now. So,
Devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I'm sure you're gonna check that out, Adam.
Likely when it gets to the app, I'm not going to buy a physical copy.
Okay. Yeah, I might check this out. This was published 3 days ago, so they don't exactly say give a timeline exactly what it means. So unless I missed it, but I'm sorry. In stores Tuesday, July 5th. So yeah, give me enough time.
Well, now wait a minute.
Yeah, I say wait a second. So that's plenty enough time for me to hopefully get my crap in order, get caught up on some tough stuff.
I'm on vacation that day, so
nice. So, that's one of the things I did want to talk about is there's been issues with Comixology because you use Comixology, correct?
I do. I get it free through Amazon.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things that people have been talking about is some of the sales have been down because of there's either issues with the formatting because I guess they just kind of threw it in the Kindle formatting, and so people haven't even been able to read the books, read the pages and everything, or just make it unreadable. So in some cases, the digital sales were down anywhere from 20 to 70%. So that was one of the things I wanted to bring up because I know you use Comixology. I'm also have an Amazon account. I was going to think about checking it out. I haven't not had a chance yet. I was wondering if you had any issues with that so far.
It's very hard to set up because you got to do the Kindle.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you're reading it through your Kindle app on your computer, and it gets a little confusing. Whereas the DC stuff. One moment, please.
Burp break.
That was muted, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But even though I said it, so
The Yeti, baby. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It is the Yeti.
Anyway,
it's fucking heavy for a mic. Anyway, so yeah, like the DC app, you just like, I want to read this. Click, 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 and you're reading it, and you open it up like any old app. But this can get once you get it, you get it. That's all. It just takes a couple steps.
a couple extra steps. So you use it mainly on your.
I use it on my PC.
On your PC, yeah. Because I was wondering if people use it on their phone or if they use it on their either phone or tablet, if there was an issue. So, but until someone does that, we'll find out. But okay, so we got some other Batman news. Adam.
Adam, that's right. That's my new name.
Adam.
Adam. He's the man. He's the man. I'm joking.
There's a new Batmobile, and off of Screen Rant, Batman's new Batmobile is guaranteed to split fans between love and hate. Did you get a chance to take a look at this?
No, let's take a look at it.
All right. So, are you pulling it up?
Where am I going to pull it up at?
You want to go to Screen Rant?
All right, Screen Rant.
I'll wait.
That's okay. I don't mind. Fine. Screen Rant. Screen Rant movies. What the hell is that, man? You scared the crap out of me.
That was me. I was just pushing buttons.
Oh, okay.
And search Batmobile.
Oh, okay. Search Batmobile. T-M-O-B-I-L-E. And nope, as I put it. I-L-E. Batman's new Batmobile is guaranteed to split.
There you go. Okay.
Love and hate.
All right, pull that up.
All right.
All right, you pulled it up.
I'm there.
All right, and hold on. So,
is this it with the Riddler? And
hold on, I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna scroll down. I'm scrolling. Riddler. Okay, that's the first shot. All right, there's got to be another shot, right? Is that the only shot?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. That's quite the. That's a disappointing reveal.
Is that a Ford Mustang?
That's how I was like, is that a. What is that?
It's a Mustang with a bat symbol on it.
Is that a DeLorean with the wing? I'm not going to lie. It's not great.
I don't know. I don't know.
However, while this Batmobile not excite the imagination in terms of being able to release oil slicks onto the road or split part into detachable bike, many fans will see this as a plus. Batman has recently been stripped of his billions. And many fans have enjoyed seeing Bruce Wayne make his way in the world as a merely rich rather than a stupendously wealthy vigilante. So this is supposed to be the vehicle I can afford Batmobile.
Yeah, it's just me. I can't think of the word.
Remember the episode of The Simpsons where Nelson's like pointing and laughing at the really tall guy in the car, and he gets out. He's like, "This is the vehicle I can afford."
Yes.
Nelson like, Batman gets out. This is all I can afford. I'm just merely rich, not super rich anymore. It makes him feel bad. So all right.
It's not that I don't like it. I just we got this movie coming out, and we all know what the Batmobile's supposed to be in that. So
yeah, it looks like he took an old used car and he put some stuff on it. So
yeah,
whatever. He didn't quite pimp my ride, but it's cool. we'll see. So, all right.
That's what McFarlane needs to do is make a Batmobile.
All right. And then over on to, yeah. Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, let's make a monster truck. Why? I don't know.
Yeah, let's make the monster Batmobile. Be like, all right, have fun with that.
What did he just say? Is he been hitting the sauce again?
All right. So the Batman director Matt Reeves suggests he wanted his Gotham City to be hopeless. So we're slowly starting to get the trickle in of reviews, Adam, and I know you sort of wanted to talk about that because we don't want to give too much away, obviously, but you have been paying attention more than I have. What have we been hearing so far?
Well, if you could just carry, I got this right here, but I can't necessarily find the direct quote. But this is what they're saying in the UK in a nutshell: sensational, gripping, your new favorite Batman. I think that original line was in the actual quote. Rob Pattinson will be your new favorite Batman. The story is absolutely euphoric, and then nail biting and gritty. So I don't know. I think that this might be not necessarily the most ambitious Batman movie because certainly Nolan's was ambitious, but I do think it will be ambitious, but I think it's just going to kind of stumble into like the greatest Batman movie almost ever made.
Well, and that's the other thing. Starting to pick up on some of these articles coming out of not hearing too much necessarily about uh, how the movie is, but how does Superman fit in, or does Superman fit into this universe? So that's kind of a nice thing. We're like, instead of complaining about something about the movie, the question is like, is Superman there too? Because we want to get these guys together. So that makes me slightly intrigued. So
I think that they need to just close that door, close it, and do what Nolan did, and just make it its own contained thing. You know, that's just my opinion.
well, and here's the thing: it depends on what the main plan is, because if you're gonna really, you say you really want to continue to go toe to toe with Marvel because they already have this, not self-contained, but this open universe, and now it's even more open. I don't know if DC is going to go the route of no, 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 no. These are just self-contained, because even you and I've had the discussions of, well, are they going to try and work the Joker into this Batman? So it's
I'm not saying that wouldn't be cool, but I'm saying though DC's already got their multiverse. Then they've got Joker that made $1 billion, literally made $1 billion.
Mhm.
Just let these things do their own work and do what they're supposed to do. Take your Aquaman and your Wonder Woman and run with that and run that world. And then your Suicide Squad and all that stuff. Keep that alive. Relight, fan that flame. Wait for that shit to get bigger and better, because for some odd reason, Suicide Squad, this past year wasn't well received. But Aquaman 2 will be coming out. We got Black Adam coming out. I don't think we should rush into any of that kind of stuff for like at least 5 years. Let him tell his trilogy and then pull him in, you know?
well, that's ultimately the problem with DC in general, or not necessarily DC. I'll put it more on Warner Brothers. There's no direction. We have no idea which direction this universe is going.
And we won't know until after everybody's been fired, because there's going to be a lot of people getting fired from Warner Brothers when Discovery, I thought all that was wrapped up.
It is, but I mean, dude,
Yeah, it's a merger.
Those things take so long to get sorted out.
Yeah.
But like you said, you've got another Aquaman movie coming out. We got Black Cat. I mean, are those same universe? Are those same storyline? We've got no freaking idea.
Yeah, well, We know Aquaman and Wonder Woman are in the same universe, and we know that Shazam is. We got a Shazam 2 coming.
Right.
Um,
But at the same time, like, you can only speculate because there's no Kevin Feige, there's no Zack Snyder, there's no head person right now running the show. There's no one direct vision. There's no one, pointing everybody in the same direction. We're still, buckshot everywhere.
I think the
Some
most
and some are going to hit and some aren't.
I think the most advanced concrete uh, foresight for this would be we'll have to see what happens after Flashpoint, and then we have to watch Batgirl. We have to watch Flashpoint and Batgirl and see what happens with the universes.
Right.
So
yeah, unfortunately.
So I've decided that I am a big fan of that Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie. I've watched it a couple times. I really like it. I just don't understand why it exists. And again, it's one of those things where they screwed with so many things, like with characters and stuff. Doesn't make it necessarily a bad movie, though.
No,
it's a fun movie.
Well, that's the whole thing. If you just said, "Hey, this is just kind of like," if you'd have leaned into the campiness, kind of like the Batman '66 does, and just said, "Hey, this is, it's not serious. It's kind of laid back, goofy," you know, then people don't take so much issue with, you know, not to call them Little Women because they are Little Women. If you're a woman in Hollywood, you're probably, not over 120 pounds, beating up 200-pound, bodyguards and all that stuff. People will forgive that a little bit more instead of, when you take it too seriously. And not to say that they necessarily took it too seriously, but just like a lot of things, you never know the damn direction of some of these things.
I don't think you should underestimate those women fighting those guys with 200 pounds. My mom, I'll tell you what, she used to beat the crap out of me when I was real little. Sorry, I had to tell that joke.
There's a reason there's weight divisions in fighting, and there's a reason there's men and women don't fight each other in the UFC.
So speaking of that, can we get off on a little tangent just because I think it's both tragic, but I got that sickness where when somebody falls or something, I laugh my ass off. You know what I mean? It's like something wrong with my brain. I don't know the ladies' names who fought in this fight, but one of them
was it the fight in Russia?
I think it was a UFC fight or something, and one of them was a transsexual woman. So she was a man, and now she's a woman. And they got in the ring together, and she got in the ring because she's a woman now. And she beat the fuck out of the other lady who wasn't a transsexual.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's gone off on that several times. I forget the name of the fighter, Fox something. But yeah, no, that's what happens when you take a man at, let's say, 150 pounds versus a girl at 150 pounds, and you see what actually happens.
Yeah.
And it's not pretty. Because I think in one of the fights, I think he cracked the girl's skull. Like, literally cracked her skull.
The fuck is wrong with these people? I don't mean like these people as in the transsexual community. I'm talking about like the people who allow these fights to happen. Like, what do you think's going to happen?
I mean, well, eventually, especially, just like any fights, but especially it's very prevalent in especially women's sports where there's there's the elite, and the elite is kind of a little bit, that much, but then there's a lot of stuff underneath. And especially when it comes to fights, like, you got to work your way up to the elites. So once that fighter got to the elites of the women's division, they got beat. But they got to tee off on a lot of not so elite fighters, and you see what happens.
Yeah, so what happened. All right, sorry, I just had to get off on that.
Nope.
That just sounds ridiculous.
Oh, because it is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
you know,
Hey, Adam, you're gonna go beat up an old man today. We're gonna pay you $50,000. Okay, great. I get in the ring. It's George Foreman.
whew,
Hey.
hey, that's not cool.
I was expecting somebody with disabilities.
I was expecting an old man.
He is an old man. Enjoy your fight, stupid.
Yeah. Let's see here. Also in Bounding.
I'd cry. I would. I'd be like, don't hit me. I've seen George Foreman hit people. You ever seen George Foreman hit people?
George
Jesus.
Foreman won the title at 50
Yeah, I know.
because
I know.
I heard the best description I've heard a punch from George Foreman is like it's like taking a telephone pole to the face because the man's just so big and strong
and solid, and you can see him go, bam.
It's just
yeah,
it's just so big. It's got just such a long arm. It's just as soon as they said that, I was like, that's what it would be like. It'd be like either taking a sledgehammer to the face or being hit with a freaking telephone pole.
You'd be out.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. It was was it Michael Moore back in the late 90s? Because I used to watch a lot of boxing then. And everybody's like, oh, George Foreman's coming back. And all it took was like 2 punches, boom, boom, knocked him out, and that world champion. Whew. So it might not have been 50, but he was well into his 40s. Let me give me 1 second. George Foreman.
I make faces.
Let's see. George Foreman. Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Wikipedia, yeah.
Kaboom.
Yeah, because he had a big thing where he came back. He fought Holyfield, regained the titles 94. And it looks like he was 44 because he was. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so. Yeah, but yeah, I remember watching that fight and I was just like, holy moly. Yeah, because that was a big thing. Mikey Moore, because he was from Detroit. Locks him heading and moving away while Foreman struck forward. Pulled the trigger on his punches. Entering the 10th round, Foreman was trailing on all the scorecards. However, he launched a comeback in the 10th and hit Moore with a number of punches and a short right hand cut Moore on the tip of his chin. And that's all it took. So, but yeah, he was into his 40s, so I think it was like 45, 46, something like that. So, not great at doing math on the fly.
Me neither.
All right, so let's get back into some of the other stuff here. So, latest Batgirl leaks seem to confirm Lex Luthor is in Belle Reve, and Danny DeVito's Penguin is still alive.
What?
According to where are we doing? This is Bounding in the Comics. It's a JB Augustine. So a new round of photos coming in from the set of Batgirl indicates how much Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be incorporated into the larger DCEU, and continuity does not seem to come into play. Via the direct, we've learned that Gotham Globe, the newspaper in Batman and Batman Returns that Vicky Vale works for, exists, at least in the background, and the headlines reveal some telling things. On the prop edition of the Globe, a piece of Gotham litter shared by a Twitter user named Ian Shaw. Shaw is a photo in the cover story. Lex Luthor jailed in Belle Reef Prison. Shaw's photo is deleted, but now his tip is out there that the headline verifies one of two things: Lex Luthor exists in the universe of Tim Burton movies, or Keaton's Batman, as suspected, is fully ensconced in the DCEU started by Zack Snyder after the events of The Flash. So, yeah, that's the thing.
I would like to see Kim Basinger again.
Have you seen her lately? I
Blasphemy.
haven't. Well, hey.
Well, let's see her now.
Yeah,
let's see her now. Okay, Kim. Kim Kardashian comes up right away.
Well, yeah.
And Basinger. Today.
But I mean, that's kind of the tricky thing. I mean, if you are bringing Michael Keaton to Batman,
oh, she's still pretty. She's just an older woman now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just
some of
Michael Keaton's 70. You know.
Yeah. But yeah. So trying to balance out the Michael Keaton Batman, Tim Burton's Batman universe versus Zack Snyder's universe / whatever they're doing with the Flash is going to be, who knows? It's going to be quite the smorgasbord of things. So we'll see how everything is incorporated.
I wonder if it'll be something like with Infinite Crisis, where this is in the world now, but that's not. But this is in the world now, but that's not, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So who knows? I think that they're going to do a Batman Beyond thing with him and Batgirl. That's what I think that's going to be like.
That'd be interesting.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for this Batgirl movie. I really am. Oh.
Yeah, I'll dig deeper into it. Obviously after the Batman comes out, and then after the Batman is going to be the Morbius movie with Jared Leto. That'll be the next thing that kind of turned at least my attention to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This year's kind of weird because, like I said, DC's really got a chance to kind of, I don't want to say jump ahead, but at least gain some ground on Marvel. Because I'm not super impressed with the slate of Marvel movies. I don't know how I feel about the Thor: Love and Thunder. Just some of the things like, well, they have what's her name's Valkyrie as King Valkyrie. It's like, okay, let's play this game where yes, a girl can be king. Yay! Okay, let's do this. Please, can we keep playing the politics game in my freaking comic book movie, please? So
I don't give a shit about it because Taika Waititi directed it.
Like I said, well, I think we have to see it for the show. But I have very little interest in
what it's like right now. It sucks.
Yeah. So
I'm kidding.
But we'll tell you why it sucks when we come back.
well, I'm going to see it. They've already got my money. I'm going to see it.
Right.
I'm not going to miss a comic book movie.
Right.
So.
But I do think DC's got a chance to gain a little bit of ground here. But like I said, I would have more confidence if they had all their ducks in a row, at least pointed in the same direction.
Well, it seems like once we get to the end of the year, we're going to know. what the next phase is and all that kind of stuff. They said, they announced this to end of 2020 and all through 2021 that they have this plan to, you know, not necessarily right the wrongs, but shake everything up with the Flashpoint stuff. So,
Well, even that,
so do it.
I mean, you got a Justice League. I mean, you got the Dark Justice League you can play with. Can we? I think what I hear a rumor like they might be doing another Constantine movie, but I'm like, Keanu, I love you, but sit this one out.
Oh, they're doing a Constantine movie on HBO Max with J.J. Abrams. It's not going to be Keanu. And they're doing a Justice League Dark show, J.J. Abrams.
Hold on.
I love my kind of new girl. Ooh, sweet.
Yes, from earlier. So J.J. Abrams working on a new Justice League Dark spinoff for HBO Max. J.J. Abrams next, and this is from like June last year, so this is not new news. Obviously, this is stuff that slipped under my radar. Because they had, it says they had Gerald Prescott, who's the Swamp Thing show, which was a good show.
Did you watch it?
I watched part of it, and then something happened with our. But it's not on HBO Max. Where did that show end up at?
Should have ended up on HBO Max
But
because
it didn't.
My nephew watched the whole thing on HBO Max when we first got it.
I don't think it's there anymore. But anyway, so J.J. Abrams' next DC project is Madam X, which will tie
Madam Xanadu.
Yeah, so will tie into his rumored Justice League Dark project and follow the exploits of DC Universe mystic Adam Xanadu, played by Gerald Prescott in Swamp Thing. This will mark Madam Xanadu's first broad exposure in live action. Does it say when? I'd be happy if it weren't freaking J.J. Abrams. I just does it say what the timeline for that is to come out? Bad Robot Abrams production company is working on a number of DC projects, including HBO Max's new Constantine series and the Batman animated series. I'm gonna try and do a search for DC. So all 14 upcoming DC TV shows on HBO Max. HBO Max become a major player. La, 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 la. Green Lantern show. We talked about the Green Lantern show, the Strange Adventures show, DC Superhero High, Bat Wheels, My Adventures with Superman, Batman Caped Crusader, which I think is the big one, Justice League Dark, showrunner, everything have been announced. Yeah, because it was supposed to come out in 2021, premiere date, which is likely now shifted to 2022. Still haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, I don't know, but
Hmm. Can you hear that?
hear what?
That that squeaky sound?
No, I was not paying attention to that. So
Just wondering.
yeah. So anyway, um,
You walk these streets.
all right. So I haven't been reading too much, Adam. You got anything that you've been reading?
No, not yet. Not yet. Although I'm settling down on the toy hobby right now. So I always have an action figure to show you guys, but I am constructing a Gotham City scene. So I've got two buildings. I'm waiting on a motel and a liquor store to come and build that, put that in the scene. I've got some drug dealers
Where'd you get
in the
the diorama pieces from?
the two buildings. You can look the two buildings up right now. It's the NECA Street Scene buildings. You know what those are?
Uh, Not offhand, but
Take a look at them. Pretty cool.
okay.
So show them to the folks at home if you can.
Give me one.
And then the motel slash liquor store is a pop-up model, a pop-up diorama, and it is 1/12 scale, so it's for 6 and 7 inch action figures, and it should be coming on the first. It's cardboard, but it's really nice. Same thing my bat cave is made out of. I can't say enough good things about these pop-up ones. So now there's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive one. Of course, I don't have that one, but of the building.
Right, right.
Yeah, you want the NECA street scene.
Mega Street Scene diorama. So, all right, let me pull that up for the folks.
So I got alleyways and all that kind of stuff in there. It's turning out really well. It's just if I had that motel today, we'd be taking pictures right now, you know.
Right.
So, and I've made it real sleazy, real scumbaggy. You know what I mean? Like Gotham City. Like it's not a place you want to go. You
Right.
know.
So it's
But there's
got
a little bit of creative fun in there.
street scene diorama.
Yeah. So I got two of those.
Nice.
Yeah. And once the motel gets here, I've already got the shelves built, all that stuff. And I mean, all I have to do now is build the motel, put it in there, and then just finish off with because there's only so many figures I want to put in on the one side. The other side, I've had for like a month. The other building.
Right.
I've had that for a month, so I thought that was all I was gonna do, but I guess I didn't. Aggressive expansion. So yeah, I've been doing everything with the toys. So I think I'm gonna simmer down, um, wait for the Mcfarlane figures to come out that I want to come out and buy them in stores. Uh, And I a few weeks ago, Nick says, I love doing the hunts and everything. Actually, ever since we've been starting this, I'm like, I just like ordering them offline and have them come to me. That's because I like eBay for that stuff too.
Right.
But now I've developed my passion for it again because this pre-order mess that I've been getting gray hairs over since August. So,
And now you can get gray action figures.
oh my
Ha
god,
ha! Knock that one out of the park.
you did,
Nailed it.
you certainly did.
With in case you didn't know, we're talking about the McFarlane Platinum figures, which are just gray action figures who aren't painted.
Right.
So that's
Paint
part
it
of the fun.
yourself. Those should be cheaper.
So they're like the okay. So here's an example of a platinum, which I think is a good platinum figure. So this is the Batman 66 Riddler. You can see he's got his mask and everything. Now, this is, hey, it's a platinum there, but he doesn't have a mask. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of a cool little different thing. Now, if this guy had shown up, or didn't show up because I bought it for Adam because he wanted it, but if he'd shown up gray, kind of be pissed. you know, especially some of these figures. I mean, the amount of detail that goes into the painting. Yeah, I would not be happy.
No.
It's funny because once again I saw one of these in the store. It's a General Zod. I mean, look at all that paint, and one of them was a platinum one. I almost bought it for Adam on purpose because I knew he'd hate it. But it's not like you're gonna go like flip it on eBay for extra money. I mean, that's not how this stuff works anymore.
Yeah. Notice he said he was going to get it for me because I'd hate it. Is my buddy's sense of humor.
That's because that's love right there.
It is love. He stuffed his kid's stockings with like snapping turtles.
Hey, you learn your lessons,
Yeah, don't trust dad's stockings.
Don't trust everything. Always question everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and that's honestly one of the reasons I started opening my figures because, back in the day, these are going to be worth money and
you're going to be rich.
They're not, guys. Yeah. If for the collectors who, hey, you want to hang on to your figures, keep them in the box, cool. But you know what? I'm going to open them. I'm going to play with them a little bit, like customize them a little bit. Like I took my Nightwing, whited his eyes because I think Nightwing should have white eyes because that's what he should. But in the Gotham, what is it? The Gotham
Knights.
The Gotham Knights. That's supposed to be an upcoming video game. So they have them pupils. I was like, not anymore. So, and that was one of the, and that's one of the things that if you guys want to start following us on Instagram, give me the reason to pull up the thing is you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So we'll put up some videos, some basic stuff of customizing some of the stuff that we do. Some of the guys like it. If you don't like it, then you don't have to watch it. But I'll start doing some more videos of things that we're customizing, things that we want to do. And some of the guys like there's a guy like in the Mcfarlane page or Mcfarlane fan page. He's making an entire line of Wildcat figures based off from Mcfarlane figures. And I'm like, dude, you're awesome. I'd love to, pick his brain and talk to him a little bit about it. So, like, if you don't know, Wildcats they came out, was one of the lineups from the original Image comics. Jim Lee started it. X-Men ripoff, whatever. It was a great, fun comic. I loved it. So, but he's making an entire line of Wildcats figures, totally custom, and they're freaking awesome.
I need to find somebody to make my Gen 13.
Oh, geez. Dude.
But you gotta have kind of have rich people money for that. Though people charge a lot.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. Because like I was talking to my one buddy about getting a 3D printer. He's like, "Well, what?" I was like, "Dude, if you started printing, especially all the McFarlane figures that are DC based, that have guns, you started printing off all these little guns. There's a market for that. Start making these little custom weapons, dude. There's a bunch of little things that you can do. So and because a lot of those guys, and those things aren't really cheap. I mean for a little tiny piece of plastic. I mean, I know 3D printers aren't cheap and all the materials aren't cheap, but it's time consuming. But holy moly!
And then there's also another thing about it. I'm the only place you can get this from.
Yeah.
So pay up. You know.
Yeah, and hey, God bless you guys. Get your money, but yeah, sometimes like I don't have $50 for a tiny toy gun.
Right.
So, but So let's get into what we're watching. What were you watching this week, Adam?
Well, I was going to watch the next episode of Pam and Tommy, but I still haven't done it. So I started watching Teen Witch, and I just couldn't go there anymore. It was just so bad because I thought, I needed some nostalgic. But I always had a crush on the Teen Witch herself. I started watching the Watchmen motion comic on HBO Max, which is
Oh,
fucking brilliant. Oh, it's gorgeous. And yeah, it is. I watched Return of the Living Dead today
nice.
as this was all stuff I had on in the background while I was building shelves and creating this world. I started doing all that at like 2 o'clock yesterday and literally just finished up an hour ago.
Nice.
And I took a break to sleep, eat, and do laundry, but I'm not folding the laundry. I got a podcast to do.
Yeah, man. Got work. Working
So
here.
that's
Working,
right.
man.
So that's like all I did and watched. I might not check out Pam and Tommy again until next weekend because, as you know, we got some the Batman things happening this week, and it's pretty important.
It's important work. Yeah, we were watching a couple movies. There were sequels. So, have you seen? I think it was on. It's on Prime. Escape Room.
No, I have not.
Like the first one. I think the first one came out in 2019. Uh, no one really big, even except for it's got the actress from Daredevil.
Oh,
I forget her name right now. The
uh,
redhead.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Wall.
her.
I forget, but she's in it. That's a pretty fun movie. And then there's a sequel to it. Um, give me 5 full seconds, and I will pull it up. All right. So yeah, Escape Room came out in 2019. Is directed by Adam Robitel, and it stars Taylor Russell as Zoe Davis. It's got Deborah Ann Wool. I knew her name.
That's her name.
I was like, it's Wool something. Wool something.
Deborah Ann Wool.
Logan Miller's in it. Tyler Laban, he's in a few things that I like. But yeah, it's just kind of a because I always see the escape rooms. I was like, ooh, let's go do an escape room. But this one is people die, and it takes
Holy
it.
shit!
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you go from a kind of level to level. 6 strangers find themselves in a maze of deadly mystery rooms and must use their wits to survive. So that's pretty fun. And then there was a sequel to it, which is Escape Room. Is it? I just had it in my head, but Tournament of Champions, and it carries over some of the actresses. So, sorry, spoiler alert. Taylor Russell and Logan Miller, Zoe Davis, and Ben Miller, they survive, but you get a new crop of characters that you get to go see, and a whole new levels of basically watching people die. So it's a lot of fun, not watching people die, but just the whole. I like seeing people work through things on like puzzles and all that in movies. So pretty fun. So 6 people unwillingly find themselves locked in another series of escape rooms, slowly uncovering what they have in common to survive. Joining forces with 2 of the original survivors, they soon discover they've all played the game before. So also directed by Adam Robitel. What has he done? The Taking of Deborah Logan, Escape Room, and Insidious: The Last Key. So
that movie sucked.
Sorry for your luck, but
sorry for my luck. That movie was terrible. Insidious: The Last Key. I go back and watch those Insidious movies, and yeah, they're still scary, but I'm like, You know what it is here? We're just walking through one of those cheesy haunted houses
Yep.
every time. Now, the first Conjuring, nothing beats that. Now, I did like the last one better
I like
than the second.
The one thing I really enjoyed, especially about The Conjuring, is how they really tied a whole universe together, and I thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
And
They
because
did what DC can't.
that's the problem. That's the problem is they took these goofy horror movies and they tied a better universe together than DC has done in 20 years.
You know what they say? You know what happened in those meetings? They're like, hey, you know that those Marvel movies are doing this, so we maybe we ought to give it a shot.
Yeah, because because I don't know, those are technically Blumhouse, right?
No,
Not
maybe.
Conjuring aren't. But I know Blumhouse does their own thing because they did the new Michael Myers movies.
I think I
But
don't get me to lying.
they've created their own universe. You know, the Conjuring's created their own universe. DC still can't get their ducks in a row. And
Yeah, well, they got their own universe. They decided we don't like it.
Not what Marvel did. Let's do what Marvel did, but worse. Okay.
Yeah, but worse.
So, but that's what we were watching. Then we were
Thanos
watching.
was right.
Yeah, right. And we were watching this goofy movie, We Summon the Darkness.
Yes, that movie's fucking awesome.
It's okay.
It's awesome. It's got Alexandria Daddario in it.
It sure does.
With her beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
And her beautiful smile.
Yes. And it's got Johnny Knoxville, Logan Miller, who I thought was funny because he was in the escape room movies. And we're like, hey, that guy, he's here too now. Okay, that's fun. But yeah, it's a different movie. It's it's a go check it out. It's a little goofy, but we liked it. So it was one of those. Be like, are the girls evil? I was like, are the girls evil? Be like, I don't know. We'll find out. Be like, girls are evil.
Are they evil or are they just some stupid motherfuckers? I'm just no. That was a good movie. I really liked it.
So it was fun. It's hey, go check it out. So, but other than that, Adam, I think it's time to wrap it up. Unless you got anything else you want to say.
Let's tell them what we're gonna do next week.
All right. So next week, we Tuesday. We are going to stream, but we're going to go hard, 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 hard into the Batman, and we're going to be doing that probably for the next couple weeks. So because
not the Batman.
Oh, that's true. So
we're not going to talk about the Batman until we see it.
Right. So we'll get into some of the Batman stuff, but also we're going to get into what were we calling it, or we call it?
We don't really have a new name for the Escape Podcast. We're going to do a whole. What we're going to do is hit my head on Battle Cat. There didn't hurt nothing, but I was like, no, don't fall apart. Yeah. But we're going to take a look at Batman Forever. And at least from where I'm sitting, I watched it today. I've watched it a million times. I know the damn movie by heart. Where I would like to talk about some things I like, some things I don't think that I didn't like, and things that I don't think work.
Yeah. So because we fixed was it The Dark Knight Rises last time? We're not fixing it. We're just gonna go into it because I think it's one of those
deconstruction.
Yeah, well, it's one of those movies that really I think kind of gets pooped on. I mean, it unfortunately kind of gets thrown in the category of the Batman and Robin unfairly, because it's Joel Schumacher. But
no, I mean, don't forget Joel Schumacher directed The Lost Boys, Son of a Woman.
Sure,
he
was not saying he's a bad director, but
yeah,
Batman and Robin's not a good movie.
No, and Batman Forever does get a strong C plus, almost B minus.
Right.
Almost.
So, well, like I said, we'll get into that.
Yeah, but there were things about that script that could have gone better. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. It's gonna be a bat-tastic week.
Fantastic. So, but first, want to thank all our current subscribers, and if you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe and share and like and tell your friends. It definitely helps with getting us into the algorithm, especially if you like what we're doing, and that's kind of how YouTube works. So the more you like, more you subscribe, more people watch your movie or your not movies, but watch your shows. Just how it works. So if you could give us a like and subscribe, that'd be great. Like I said, we are also over on Facebook and Instagram at the_escape_podcast and just the escape podcast on Facebook. So see what we're doing over there. Sometimes I throw up some articles about the new Batmobile and other things, trying to keep people involved. But then again, sometimes I get really, really busy at work and I don't get a chance to. But also, we do have some merch. Hopefully, we're sort of taking orders, because I tell people we're gonna have t-shirts, and people's like, put me down for one. So I was like, we have a pretty decent list of people who already want t-shirts. So if you would like a t-shirt, please let us know, and just let us know what size, and we'll see what kind of colors we can do. But if you see it, kind of be like, if you see in the corner there, the Escape Podcast, that'll be one of the logos, kind of like that. And then we're going to do a special one with our t-shirt logo as well. So if you're interested in some merch, like I said, let us know. And then, but we will have those up for sale, hopefully. Well, we have to place the order and stuff, but very soon we will let you guys know. But other than that, Adam, I think it's time to dance.
Oh, yeah.
Good night, America.